unclear messaging and constant pandering to the far left as the reason for Kamala Harris's defeat. One Democrat saying, quote, she totally overperformed and yet she fell short. So it does feel like that sucker punch of like, wow, even when you do everything right, that glass ceiling is still elusive. Wow, Trisha, you have people saying things like that. They actually think she did everything right.
5 minutes ago, the Democrat Party couldn't even define what a woman was. They continue to refuse to look in the mirror and examine what went wrong in 2024. They continue to cover up Biden's cognitive decline that was clear to the American people from before the debate. And they expected a different result when they decided to coronate Kamala Harris at the very last minute. She was a historically bad candidate. I'd actually venture to say she's probably the worst candidate in U.S. history for a major presidential candidate.
Let me just jump in because there is.
I'm telling you, they put this headline. The headline reads, "Worst U.S. candidate in history." Oh man! And then they done sent her up here with this. She off this spiked eggnog. They done put tequila in the eggnog. Oh, man. Shout out to them beautiful patriots. Told y'all about these drunk Democrats, man. I told y'all. Incompetent, DEI. Yeah, they need to walk a lot of them out of there with handcuffs behind their back. Put your hands behind your back. And it's a lot of them riding around right now, drinking and driving. It's a lot of them that need to be caught. A lot of them right now, as I'm recording this video, on the freeway, on the highway, sipping and drinking, and they smoking, they crossfaded. Yeah, release all the records, release all the lists. I bet you a lot of them on it. Yeah, with them celebrities, all of them. The list, release the Congress list, release every list you could think of. Just be transparent with the people. Sorry, I had to get that out of my system, y'all. Happy holiday, happy New Year's, everybody. Merry Christmas. Hope y'all had a good Merry Christmas. Got to spend time with your loved ones. We got to get into this breaking news. It just gets worse and worse for this lady, and she come out here drunk as hell. Yeah, she off that. I think she off that spiked whiskey eggnog today. That spiked whiskey tequila eggnog. Let's check it out. Let's get into this clip. They said we got to play this clip in the beginning of the video, so let's check it out.
My family, you know, folks were crying. And I was like, we are not having a kitty party.
Yeah.
That's not what we do.
That's right.
That's not what we do. We know the stakes. We are clear-eyed. We feel because having feelings is a source and an indication of one's strength and humanity. But we do not let anything defeat us. And so as we close out this year and prepare for the new year, I ask all the leaders here, applaud each other and yourselves because we love our country and we are not going to be dispirited. We're going to spend the holidays with friends and family and the people we love. Carl, I see you. We are going to, I shout out my former classmates to say this, and I give you permission that if you are going to someone's house who doesn't know how to cook, bring your own dish. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm all about no regrets.
Yeah, she is blasted. You know, we had a good time with you, Kamala, comrade. Chameleon, your values haven't changed. We had a good time with this lady, man, this election. The popcorn stayed out. We got some of the best content ever. Some of the best laughs, word salad, you know. A disgrace, man. And they ought to be ashamed of themselves. And he ought to be ashamed. I mean, everybody, just the whole party. Yeah. He don't know where he at. We don't know who the hell running the country. She said he was as sharp as a tack. Everybody done lied. I mean, unbelievable. And she up here laughing. And and you could tell that by towards the end, she was ready for this to all be over with, man. But she up here laughing, saying, if your family can't cook, bring your own dish. And she done put the collard greens in the bathtub. Put the collard greens in the bathtub, Kamala. But let's get into this the actual video, y'all. I apologize. I just had to have fun, man. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year's. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here. And yeah, it just gets worse and worse for this lady, man. People are leaving the party left and right. People are quitting the Democratic Party live on air. Her own advisors are coming out, exposing the truth about her, about where the $1 million were spent, about just the party being fraudulent, about this election being one of the worst they've ever seen. You know, how they knew Trump was ahead all along, how they knew that the polls were fake. How they knew they were spreading misinformation and that they made a mistake. That the Democrat Party isn't the Democratic Party anymore. For the people, that isn't for the people. Yeah. People are joining the Republican Party right now in massive numbers. Elected officials leaving the party live on air, on TV. Because this lady up here laughing. Cackles. Cackles. God damn it, cackles. Shit. Let's get into it, though, y'all.
Generally speaking, and this is what's unsaid in a lot of those articles in the Post and the elite media, conservatives have a tendency to be much more individualist than Democrats and liberals, who are much more collectivist. So naturally, you're going to have more opinions, more fighting, because they're more aggressive people. We conservative just have a tendency to have a strong opinion and stick by it when we believe in it. That does not mean that we can't work together. Look at the corporations that have been built by conservatives. Look at what Vivek Ramaswamy has done. Look at, for goodness sakes, what Elon Musk has done. You build things, but that doesn't mean you can't have strong opinions.
Well, absolutely. And substantive debate does not mean that there's a MAGA civil war going on. Donald Trump brought a very diverse coalition to the table when he was elected with a mandate. And that means, when we get into the details, there's going to be differences, especially on issues like legal immigration, where I don't think the Republican Party has fully fleshed out where do we stand on the issue of HB1 visas. I do want to be very clear. Vivek Ramaswamy, he's been very clear, not only in his position at DOJ, but prior, that he currently, as it stands, thinks the HB1 visa system is very fraught with and rife for corruption and for exploitation, not only for the legal workers, but beyond. So I think that this is something we should celebrate, is we do have this open debate, and so the American people have policies that really work for them.
Right. At least we can have a conversation. Mehek, I want to get your take on this, because to me, this is a case of classic projection. You've got the Democrats who are fractured within their party. We saw that in this last election. You've got progressives all the way to one extreme. You've got some saying the party needs to move to the center. They don't really know what to do. They don't have a deep bench at all. And so ultimately what they're doing is they're trying to look at the Republicans and say, oh, no, you're fighting more than we are, right, so somehow we're winning. That's what it seems like to me.
You nailed it. Look, I think Democrats continue to show us who they are, and mainstream media now is further exposing that. Media is really a doormat for the Democrat Party as they continue to add and push Republicans as rivals when we have been never before as strong and united. And what we're seeing today is that mainstream media is continuing to pit us against each other because they don't like the Republican Party. They don't like what we look like. They don't like what we're saying. And they do not like diversity of thought because they don't want anybody that's not in unison with them and not in lockstep with them. And let me be very clear. What the media is not talking about today is the fact that the U.S. housing report just came out, and it was damning. Homelessness rose by over 18%. 770,000 Americans on one night were living on the streets. That's what they're not talking about. They're not talking about the fact that Americans are paying $11,000 more a year under Biden and Democrats. They're not talking about the pain and suffering. They're making the spectacle of the Republican Party.
Tons of things that we covered on this channel that we talked about during this entire election. We made tons of videos. I've had y'all been here, man. Y'all heard tons of things that they weren't talking about. We were talking about, man. Millions struggling, making life decisions in this corrupt scam matrix that we live in, man. And this is why I wish the best in everybody's life. That you guys are blessed, that you are well, that you are healthy, man. Because we are in a corrupt scam matrix, man. And it's a disgrace what they've allowed to happen. It's a disgrace of how people have been treated, man. How people have been lied to. It really is.
And we're sitting back and laughing because diversity of thought is exactly why President Trump picked people like Vivek Ramaswamy and Elon Musk.
Ladies, I want to get to this. 2025 is just around the corner, just a couple of days away, and the Democrats still apparently haven't learned anything from November's loss.
As a matter of fact, they're still ignoring bad policies, unclear messaging, and constant pandering to the far left as the reason for Kamala Harris's defeat. One Democrat saying, quote, she totally overperformed and yet she fell short. So it does feel like that sucker punch of like, wow, even when you do everything right, that glass ceiling is still elusive. Wow, Trisha, you have people saying things like that. They actually think she did everything right.
5 minutes ago, the Democrat Party couldn't even define what a woman was.
Man.
They continue to refuse to look in the mirror and examine what went wrong in 2024. They continue to cover up Biden's cognitive decline that was clear to the American people from before the debate. And they expected a different result when they decided to coronate Kamala Harris at the very last minute. She was a historically bad candidate. I'd actually venture to say she's probably the worst candidate in U.S. history for a major presidential candidate.
Let me just jump in because there is a couple of people stand out. One would be Senator Fetterman.
For sure, a lot of us can all agree with that right there. We can all agree with that. Yeah. Y'all hit that like button for that right there. Yo, probably the worst we're ever going to see. You know, one of the worst administrations. Yeah.
Who has come out and recognized what went wrong, or at least most of what went wrong, has cooperated or offered to cooperate with Trump. He wants Donald Trump to be successful, or says he does. So there may be more of that. I think he is cutting a path that more Democrats might join, don't you?
I do, because I don't think Democrats want to give up power. And I think if they're smart, they're going to go the way of President Trump. They want to secure these elections. And remember, in less than 2 years, we're going to have another election. So it's about the future and not the short game. You have to play the long game. And the long game is securing America and putting American interests first, making sure the economy is strong and secure. And to make the woman card the only card in this election, it would be devastating. And Democrats continue not to learn lessons. They need to be wiser and they need to be smarter. They didn't learn common sense, but they're going to learn at this administration. It's very easy. Secure that border, open up oil and gas drilling, and allow the American people to thrive and survive.
Yeah.
Woo! Just like that. Common sense. Common sense is back, man. January 20th can't get here any faster. Let me know what y'all think about this, man. God bless them beautiful patriots around the world. My brothers and sisters, I love you guys, man. One love to the human race. Y'all keep spreading that love, and we're going to end the year off on a good note, man. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's. And I will catch y'all in the next one. Peace and love, y'all.